All right, we are live again. Welcome back to Slim Comics and More. Today I have a special guest today. So it's a Q&A Origins with Nick the Comic Nerd. So we are going to ask him some questions on how he got into comics and how he got his YouTube started. And here is Nick. Here we go. How you doing, Nick?
What's going on? How's it going, man?
Pretty good. What's new with you?
Not much, man. I haven't been on for a long time. Just working a lot and trying to enjoy the summer. Getting ready to get back into this in August and push some content. So,
nice.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right. So I'll ask you some questions and how you guys started. Yeah, just show anything if you want to show any books, any slabs, or any figures and stuff like that as we go on. All right.
Good.
All right. First question. Let me see here. Okay. First question. What or who got you started collecting comics, and what age did you start collecting comics?
I guess the what got me collecting comics. It's so funny. My uncle, when I was young, like 6 years old, he ran a comic shop for a long time, but we didn't know anything better back then because we were so young. So if we were given anything, it was not something we kept because we just kind of passed it on, I guess, or like he just held on to it, which he doesn't have anymore, unfortunately, but still. So I think the real thing that got me into comics was like the MCU movies, man. I fell in love with the movies. I fell in love with the heroes, the actors, the actresses, like all that kind of stuff. And then one day my cousin, he found out I liked Guardians of the Galaxy. He's 8 years younger than me.
Okay.
He shows up to my house and he's like, "Oh, I got you this." And I was like, "Oh, what'd you get me?" And he gave me a copy of like Rocket Raccoon 3. And I was like, "Oh, very cool. I'll check it out." So I ended up reading it, not knowing that I think at the time I didn't even know that there were local comic shops around, dude. I was 24 years old, 23 years old maybe. I had no clue. So I ended up going back and I was like, "Oh, where did you get this?" So he told me he got it at this local comic shop that I started using for years to come. So at the time when I went there, like that series had ended, but I ended up getting into Rocket and Groot was a series. So that was like the first full run I ever had. So yeah, that was really it. It was kind of all on like a whim, to be honest. Like I didn't know any better. I was like, they still make comic books, to be honest. And this is only 4 years ago now. So
nice.
It was one of those things for me where I was just like, I want to get into this. I don't really know how to. And then I went there and I literally had to be given like a tutorial of the comic book shop. So, and it all worked out from there to me.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Do you recall the first book you ever bought or read?
The first book I ever bought on my own, I want to say Rocket Raccoon and Groot was out already. I don't remember which number I bought at the time. I want to say it was like number 4. And then I ended up like finding out that there were like back issues in the shop. So I ended up asking the guy, like, "Do you have these?" And he showed me the first 3. So I was like, perfect. So I ended up going back and getting those 3 also. So I was like in touch with that. And that's when I learned what a pull list was. And he's like, "Do you want these on your pull list?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're saying, man." Like, so he explained that to me. That day I also bought Daredevil and the Punisher 1 was out. So I ended up buying that because I just finished watching the first season of Daredevil on Netflix.
Nice.
And then I also ended up getting, I want to say Han Solo was out, one of his first solo runs. So I grabbed one of those. I'm trying to think if I grabbed anything DC related. I grabbed Venom 1 when Lee Price was the hero. So this was what's up, Grayman? So this was 4 years ago. Like Lee Price hasn't been involved in a Venom story in so long now. But yeah, like I was just, like I said, I was so confused going into these places because I was like, I didn't know any better, and I wanted to be involved, and this is just like how it happened, And I got lucky finding all those issue number 1s and creating that pull list. Like I didn't even know new comic books came out on Wednesday, dude. Like I had I had no idea.
All right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got the Collectible Warrior. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Got Brandon Looney Tunes. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Got the Grayman. How you doing, Grayman? All right. Next question. Why did you start your channel on YouTube, and how did you choose your channel name?
So I actually started on Instagram. I one night was like, I was posting like on my Instagram story under my like private, like my personal account. I was posting like pictures of comics and on my Snapchat. and people like asking me about them, but I was like not explaining them out because they weren't interested, you know. So finally, like one night, I was like, oh, I'll just create an Instagram account separate for comic books. So I want to say my first, I don't think I was Nick the Comic Nerd at the time. It was like Nick the Comic Book Nerd, but I used like the type of letters where like every letter that's the shape of a number, you could use that. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
Okay.
Like I finally realized, like, wait, Nick the Comic Nerd is available. Like I'll just use that. That was like a year later.
Oh, okay.
And I was doing what we called NickTendo, which were like live podcasts or vlogs on like certain topics every week. So the first week, I randomly on a Tuesday for like 2 hours went live on Instagram, and me and my brother talked about The Walking Dead.
Okay.
At the time, I didn't know any better. Instagram was having so many problems with their live stuff that at the end of your video it would say, "Would you like to save this?" And you would hit yes, and none of it would work. So I lost my first ever Nintendo, which was probably the most genius one we ever had because my brother is just a wizard with that kind of stuff. Then we went on to do like all different kinds of episodes and everything, and I think I ended up doing like 40 episodes of Nintendo, a bunch with guests and a bunch on my own. But like Instagram just wasn't doing it for me anymore. I was getting viewers and everything, and it was a lot of fun. And I was doing giveaways, but then I would end up watching people on who would do Instagram on YouTube. And then finally the day just came. I was like, let's just take a swing at this YouTube thing and, you know, see what happens. And the grind has been worth every second of it. You know, we've met amazing people on here. Like I initially met you on here.
Right,
you were commenting on my videos, and then I was watching your videos. And then if you just got recently on Instagram and everything. And, you know, I just think it blows everybody's channels up. You know, this is so great. We all, you know, it's so nice to meet new people like every single day. I just think that YouTube is so much more interactive than Instagram has been. You know, you on channels, you do stuff like that. You have people send you followers, you follow them back, stuff like that. People are pushing each other's channel, where Instagram, it's kind of hard. You know, you're just kind of putting out like those pictures, those short videos. Like my stuff on Instagram never really has to do with my YouTube stuff, you know, like you're like, oh, this is my read of the week, and the link is in my description to go watch it. And if they don't watch it, they don't watch it, you know? So that's my thing, is I think the YouTube aspect of it is so much more approachable and respectable and a lot more communicative.
Gotcha. Yeah, I started off on YouTube first before I went to Instagram.
Yeah.
So I was like the opposite of you. We have Epic Prince. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in.
Man. Yeah, it's so cool because you like, you know, you started with such a high count on YouTube, and then with Instagram, and your Instagram hit like 1,000 subscribers.
I know. I was like, who was it? Who was it that got me into it? It's forgot who it was. I don't know if it was like Sif Lorley or was it somebody else that really twisted my wrist to get into IG.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a weird experience because I got more like followers on the IG than I got more YouTube subs, and it's like vice versa. I'm like, oh man, that's pretty cool. Collectible War. I'm doing great. What's up, Looney? What's up, Grayman? Okay, saying hi to each other.
That's the thing. Like, this is the kind of stuff we don't really get on Instagram, you know? Like, I posted a picture the other day. Nick's Kicks and Comics sent me a little message and some stickers. And then I posted a picture of that. Like, this week, I posted a picture of Manny from Tomorrow Cinema. He sent me stickers and sent me a little thing. And I posted that. And, like, you know, it's not as easy as right now because Nick ended up commenting and being like, wow, I want these stickers. And Manny saw it and was like, dude, I'll send you stickers right now. Like, I thought that was awesome. It's easier to do that on here than it is on there. But I love seeing when it works out on there, you know?
Nice. Yeah, I think it was Justin from No Good Comics. He was
good old Justin. Justin convinces everybody. Dude, Justin convinced me to get like 3 comic book series, and I'm still backed up on them, and I always like look. And now I watch his videos. That dude buys 3 comics a week. I'm like, I'm gonna kill you, bro. You made me go buy like 12 Nightwing, and now you're buying 3. He's so funny. He's such a good dude, though.
Yeah, he's a great guy. All right, next question. Okay, let's see. Who are your top 5 writers?
Oof. A lot of people aren't gonna love these answers. Right now, I'm a James Tynion IV guy. All the way. I'm loving everything he's doing. The Nice House on the Lake is insane. He's like really pushing so much good content. He's writing Department of Truth, I believe, which I just read the first full volume on. I'm honestly a big Scott Snyder guy.
Nice.
Mostly because he's the first person I ever had sign a book for me. I actually have it too. So he signed. I have Justice League 1. He lives like not very far from my house.
Oh, really?
Um,
Okay.
so he goes to the LCS I used to go to. Like those are his guys. So they're
Nice.
like, oh, Justice League is coming out. If you want, Scott will be here. Because I picked it up and he's like, Scott's coming tonight. And I was like, I have no idea. And he's like, oh, the writer is coming here. And he was the coolest guy. And he signed. I ran home, grabbed some more books, and he was signing like 3 to 5 books for everybody. So I think
Nice.
it's kind of like a more personal touch that he ended up doing that for me, rather than like the fact that I love his stuff, because like I really loved Dark Knight's Metal when it came out. Actually, and like when I look back at it now, I'm like, this was kind of rough, but I'm like, this was cool. At the time for me, it was cool because, like I said, he had basically handed me this. And I was like, wow, like I'm gonna read this because this writer just gave it to me. But it just kind of changed the game a little bit for me. And then because I always like his stuff, like I read Undiscovered Country that he writes. And now he's doing Nocterra, which is amazing. Like that kind of stuff. Like, I like to see that he like branched out from DC into, an indie company and then run his own production kind of thing. So those 2 guys for sure. Big Donny Cates guy. He kind of got me started on Venom. Chip Zdarsky, because when I first started reading Daredevil, he was on there.
Nice.
I'm trying to think who else. I like Al Ewing. I don't love Al Ewing. I don't know why. Like, I'm not exactly excited to see him come to Venom, but I'm very excited to see Cates go to Hulk.
Right.
And then I just said, Greg Pak. Gregory Pak. He always goes on on free comic book day. He always goes to the LCS I used to use. So he would always sign cool stuff. Like I got Spider-Man 2099. So, I'm sorry, not Greg Pak. I do love Greg Pak. Peter David.
Peter David?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
nice.
would go to the new free comic book day at my old LCS, and one day he was just like, I was like, oh, like I don't know who this guy is. I'll read some of his stuff, and I got so into Spider-Man 2099, and right then and there, he just signed the copy of it for me, So,
nice.
That's another one that kind of touched me because it was like this guy who was right here, and he's like, this is the place to start. This is how you should start your reading for my stuff. Like this is a good starting zone. So, really cool stuff. But
that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like all over the place between like Marvel and DC. Those are like my main 2. Indies, it can be a little rough, I never know what I'm picking up with indies, and sometimes I hate it, sometimes I love it. So I always try to lean towards the writers with Marvel and DC because I'm kind of safe with those guys knowing what their style is,
Gotcha. All right. Let's see. You've got some more people in here. Ranger Sly, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Justin Ferrara, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. I don't understand what you mean. I try to show everyone support on their channels. Okay. Yeah. Hi. Saying hi. I heard I should be picking up anything Scotty Young. Scotty Young's a good writer, and he's a good artist too, depending on if you like his art style.
Yeah, I like his art style, man. I don't know. It's hard though with his art style. It's always the variant copy, and then I see like cover A, and I'm like, ooh, I should just get cover A.
Yeah, no, right. But his Strange Academy is actually pretty good.
It's so good, dude. I just started it, and I think I'll be caught up in like 2 weeks, like 2 issues. I'll be all caught up. So
nice. Justin says, I picked up my first Donny Cates book the other day. Still haven't read it. I'm still reading the Moon Knight epic collection. Nice. Okay. Geek Out with Roscoe. How you doing, Roscoe?
What's up, Roscoe?
Nice of you to stop in. Peter David is a very good and underappreciated writer. Yeah, it's true. Who has written many long runs? Yes, he is very underrated. I like his Hulk run. Okay, so we got the writers. Who is your top 5 artists?
Oh man, artist is something. In all honesty, I don't always lean towards. I feel like a jerk saying it. Like I almost never pay attention to it. Really love Jock's work. I'm trying to think of like it's mostly the Batman guys that I remember, to be honest. Frank, not Frank Miller. I don't think I don't know if he's an artist or a writer now. See what I mean? Like I never pay attention.
He was, I guess. He was both.
Yeah. Stegman, I'm a big fan of Stegman. Love what he was doing with Venom and everything. Nice. Like I said, Scotty Young is my kind of artwork. Like I love that, like thick outline, joking writing, joking art stuff. So I really like his work. I'm trying to think of who was doing Thor. It wasn't Stegman. Yeah, I can't remember, of course. Who does Noctera?
Tony
Snyder.
Daniel. Tony Daniel.
Yep, Tony Daniel, loving his stuff. I'm loving Joel Jones. Big
Nice.
fan of Joel Jones recently. Good old Roscoe, of course, in the chat. There you go.
Yeah, he's got the Scotty Young's doing a new book called "You Love Me in the Dark."
Yes, okay. I saw that. Yeah, like I said, artists, like I'm not the type of person, like I'll tell you the truth, like I'm not a Peach Momoko guy. So like I don't lean towards her stuff, but there's a lot of people that I don't, not lean towards because of their art, so it changes everything. Like I'm more of a what are you writing than what are you drawing kind of person. So
gotcha.
If your art isn't great and the story is good, like I'll hang on to that,
Collectible Wars says looks like Moon Knight is coming out this week, right? Yeah, Moon Knight. Yep, issue number 1. You better say Roscoe. Matt Hatter, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in again. Nick Klein. Oh, Nick Klein the Thor.
Okay, yep. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm kind of like in the safe zone. Like I think art, I usually pay attention to the Marvel guys over everything,
gotcha.
or the Batman guys. But other than that, it's like just not something I'm not picky,
Warrior says everyone should be picking up that You Love Me in the Dark. Going to be a low print run. That's a low print run now. Circumstances, how you doing again? Nice of you to stop in.
What up?
Hope all is well. Steve McNevins, Frank Quitely, Jack Kirby, Alex Ross, and Lana Yu. Those are nice top 5s.
That's a very nice top 5. Yeah. See, like somebody like Alex Ross, like I don't love Alex Ross's work, but sometimes I look at a cover and I'm like, okay, I need that cover.
Yeah. He's got a lot of great covers though.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next question, Nick. Do you like to get your books slabbed or not slabbed? And what company do you prefer? CGC, CBCS, PGX?
So I used CGC once so far. That was the only time I had books slabbed in my life. And I was very happy with it. I wasn't against any of it. I didn't get any 9/8, which really hurt my heart. I'll actually show you. I'm just like moving a board around. But as I knock everything down. I only had sent in 4 books at the time because I didn't know any better. And like I looked at the pricing and I was like, I was very confused. I was asking for help. Like, I don't know if you follow Asian Funk. Like that dude helped me all the way because I was like, all right, I'm going to put an order in finally. Like, I need your help. And he's like, sure, go for it. What do you need? And I was like, I didn't understand what like levels of grading and stuff. I was like, I don't know, man. But they sent me like the preset box and everything. And, like I said, I got my 4 books back. And then my LCS now, he's like a certified CGC user or something like that. So I gave him like 18 to 20 books, I think.
Oh, so does
ever to come back.
So do you go through your LCS or do you?
Now I do. Yep.
You do. Okay.
It's so much easier for me to do it through the LCS. He takes like at the end of the month, he'll kind of just take whatever everybody's looking for, but he only uses CGC. I personally am getting ready to put together a pack, a whole bunch of books for CBCS just to try it out. I'm not against it.
Okay.
But just a couple. I had 4. I had Venom 3, the first appearance of Null. I sold that off. It was a 9.6, which, like I said, it hurt my heart because I literally opened it and I like put my head down and I was like, I knew I wasn't keeping it, and I was like, oh no, there goes a lot of money I don't need. I got Lethal Protector, not stunned on the 7.5, seeing how many 9.8s are out there, but because Venom was such like a big story for me when I first started reading it, and then it brought me all the way through, the King in Black and everything going today, I was like, I need to get this slabbed. I had gotten this off an auction for pretty cheap.
Gotcha.
But really loved it. I like the way it's slabbed and everything, First Venom in his own title. Big fan of seeing that. 9.4 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 1. I don't know why this book is skyrocketing in price. I think people just want it, but whatever.
What is any keys or something in that book, or what's going on?
It's the first Mighty Morphin comic book to go out, so that's my guess. I don't know what now is making it push, but raw, like I'm seeing it go for like $50 to $70, and I bought this for like $15 2 years ago.
Wow.
So to me, it blows my mind because like I don't understand the specking and everything. I'm not big on specking, but I love it. I was a big Power Ranger fan growing up. I always legit and to this day still want to be the Red Ranger. Like that will never change.
All right.
But
That's
yes, I was like, oh, pretty cool to see that this came back in such a high grade, and this is one that'll always stay in the PC. And I'm
nice.
trying to hopefully one day flip that Venom Lethal Protective for a higher grade. And then a superhero who always touched my heart was Star-Lord. So I have Star-Lord the Special Edition. This was like his first personal run. It wasn't long. I think this might have been the only piece of it, to be honest. I don't remember if it was extra issues. This is like a Doctor Who story.
Okay.
But you know, Star-Lord is somebody I've always really liked, and I saw this on an auction, and I was like, I should go for this right now. So I ended up getting it at a decent price, and then slabbing it for a 9.4. Nice little wraparound cover.
Oh, it's a wraparound. Nice.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what, this is worth it to me. You know, I thought this was a good one, and then from there, you know, I ended up, you know, just sticking with Star-Lord and the Guardians of the Galaxy. I remember when I saw the first Guardians movie, like I was saying about the MCU, that like hooked me to all of them, and I was like, I don't know who these guys are, and I went back and read as many titles as I could, you know, right before I got into all those other ones, and you know, that's just the way it went down for me. So those are my, you know, those are my things.
Nice.
In front of that on my desk, because I just pulled it down, I ended up getting the Star-Lord toy figure.
Got it. Nice.
In front of there, and then with this one came a rocket, so I was like, why not?
Cool.
I have Star-Lord tattooed on my leg, like from the cover of Legendary Star-Lord. There's a tattoo on the back of my leg of that, like just you know, just my guy.
All right, cool. So okay, down with the slabs, free the comics. Okay, Rangers.
Yeah, if I could slab more, dude, I would. You know, I know people pay a ton of money to get their books back faster. Like, I just don't want to do that, and I know how far behind CGC is and all their stuff, which is fine.
Right.
But, you know, to me, it's just like, you know, I like what I got. I don't really have the space for all the other slabs. Like I said, I'm getting, I think, 18 back, and I'm probably keeping, like, 10 to 12 of them.
All right.
So,
Cinnamon Cat Models, Comics, and Toys. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Jager, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Green Ranger, baby. Circumstances. War Comics. Yeah, you have some nice slabs. Red Ranger has got nothing on me. Okay. Cool slabs. I'm thinking of getting the Star-Lord Omnibus. Nice.
Do it. Always worth it.
All right, Nick. So on to the next question. Do you prefer DC or Marvel?
It's so funny because I've always gone back and forth with this, and I feel like it's a week-to-week thing for me, you know? Like, I always tell myself I'm not going to pick up more DC this week, and then I freaking do, and I'm like, okay, there goes the wallet. But I was very heavy towards Marvel in the beginning just because of the movies. You know, that was doing it for me. But at the time, like, I wasn't really into DC because, like I said, when I started this out, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, I had no clue that Detective Comics was the Batman run. I didn't know that Action Comics was the Superman run. Right. So to me, I was like, oh, this is kind of rough because, like, Spider-Man is Spider-Man, you know, Hulk is Hulk, but then you go and you read, like, Detective is Batman, and I was like, oh, it's kind of confusing. Gotcha. So for a long time, I was a heavy, heavy Marvel guy. Recently, even post-Future State with that, you know, dirty hot dog water, you know, I still stick to DC, man. Like, I'm just loving what DC is doing. This whole Black Label thing and everything, I just think they're making it work. You know, it's hard too because, like, last week was a week where, you know, the Joker, Detective, the regular Batman story, all the Batman stories, like 7 Batman stories come out at the same time every month, and I buy them all. Like, so that just, you know, leads me that way. And you know, I like the team ups a lot more with DC, to be honest. Like, I love Justice League. Teen Titans is a big one for me. Like, I like all of those where right now my Marvel run, I'm not really reading any team up stories, and I never really have. You know, I read Secret Empire, which was mind blowing to me, which was great. Nice. King in Black was awesome, but I don't know that I would call it a team up story. You know, it was, but at the same time, like, it kind of leaned towards one side. So it's always been something back and forth with me. Like, when people at work say to me, like, I'm going to start watching superhero movies, where do I start? I always tell them to watch the MCU first, because if you start with DC, you're going to be disappointed, you know? Right. It makes it kind of hard.
LCS, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Nice to see some Red Ranger love. Yeah. Detective Comics gave its name to DC Comics, yeah.
And see, that's another thing for me. So, like, I didn't know anything about that, really, until Batman's 80th anniversary came out. and I got like that textbook type thing. I don't actually know where I keep it now, but I ended up reading that and I was like, oh, cool. You kind of got a whole bunch of backstory on all these characters. So to me, like DC just kind of develops a little bit more for me than Marvel does in the comic book world.
All right. Okay. So do you have a favorite independent company, and what title are you reading from the independents?
I think my favorite independent. It's hard, man. Now that I just was about to say it, now I'm like, wait a second.
There's a lot of great independents.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah. We were talking. I heard somebody talking, and I was like, Boom Studios and Image, you should almost not consider them indies anymore. You should put them next to Marvel and DC, but
they're getting big, yeah.
There's Image, IDW does Kanto, like
that's a great book.
It's so hard to tell. I think Boom Studios is gonna take the cake. I read Power Rangers off of Boom Studios. They do so much good stuff through Boom that, like I said, they just shock me every day because I just don't expect what they're gonna do. But there are so many indie cover. I just realized Eve is another Boom Studio one. Like, Aftershock has a Bunny Mask, and I just read something else through them. Like, it's so hard, but I think I have to lean towards Boom Studios. Because at first it was just like the Power Rangers, really, and then I'm trying to see what else I got. I just read this from Aftershock. Beyond the Breach. This was awesome.
I just picked that up too.
That's the thing. It's so hard, man, because you go to pick up an indie series and you never know what to expect. Dark Horse, just started He-Man, Masters of the Universe Revelation back up. Like, it's so hard to decide now because when I look at my pull list, like, I'll just show you as, I hate using technology. So I use this CLZ app to keep track of my books.
Okay.
I don't keep track of my pull list on there because that drives me nuts. So I legitimately always write it down in a little book after I get it. And I have a list of Marvel, DC, and Independents. And like, just look how much farther, like this. Look, this is my indie thing, It's just so much deeper than the other two.
Wow. So, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot more.
Thing, like, it's so hard. Image just made Oblivion God, Ordinary Gods.
Yep.
It's hard. Like I said, I think I'm gonna go with Boom. They make Magic the Gathering. I'm like just trying to keep track of anything. Boom did Basilisk. Like, that's the thing. I can try to pick up indies and not look at who the company is because it always throws me off. But it's just the way it goes. Like, it's all so good, and I think it's so cool that they're up there now with like the Marvel and DCs.
Right. Matt Hatter says, how hard would it be for me to find the New Mutants 98? New Mutants 98, that can it's getting up there. It's pricey. For Raw is like,
what is it, the first appearance of somebody or something?
Deadpool. First appearance of Deadpool.
Best of luck finding that.
Mine's right there.
Oh, there you go. Of course, one has it.
That one is signed by Rob Liefeld, but I got that one a long time ago.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cheap. Now it's probably over $100 or
easily
$500. 9.8 is like over 1,000 or somewhere around there or more. I'm not even sure.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Johnny Funko, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in.
What's up, man?
Deadpool and I know nothing about it.
That's the thing, man. It's hard for some collectors. Like, I was shopping, Thor 337, I think it is, the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill. And it just skyrocketed in price again. And I'm just like, I guess that's never going to happen for me.
Who's Deadpool? Okay, next question. Let's see here. What is your favorite title to read then?
Ooh, right now?
Right now.
I think, like I said, just touching my own. I got it. My first thought was Nocterra, man.
Nocterra?
It's just so good. And when I read the backstory of it all, like I said, I follow Scott on Instagram and everything. He posted this whole thing, and Nocterra, Val, the main character, is actually, when Tony Daniel was gonna draw it, Scott told him, make her look like your daughter. And he was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah. He's like, let's make this like really like touch ground and close to us. And that whole thing, and I think the time it was released, like my read of the week was Nocterra for weeks on end if you go on my channel. And at one point I mentioned how like it, they almost related it to COVID in a way and the pandemic and everything, and I thought that was super cool for the timing and everything. It made it scary, but it made it so good. I'm trying to think if there's anything even close, man. I see Nocterra go on that shelf, man, and I get so excited.
Do you have all the issues so far?
I do, yeah. I have a bunch of issue number 1s. I just read issue number 5 last week. And it just keeps taking great turns. That's the thing, these indie titles it's so crazy that they're pushing in so many other in so many great directions amongst themselves, and I don't know, I love it, man.
Nice. Okay, Mad Hatter. Going back to New Mutants 98. All right. So for like a 9.4, which is like it's still a mint condition, roughly over $700.
Wow.
Yeah. For a raw book, you're looking right around. Well, I'm seeing one here, like a very good. It's like $75, but it has 4 days left on eBay, so it'll probably go up.
Yeah,
this one is a 9.0. It's going for $650. So crazy, it's kind of pricey. So raw books, you're ranging from probably $100 on up. Depending on the grade. So yeah, good luck.
Crazy, man. Like like I was saying earlier, I never knew any of this stuff existed, and like I said, all of a sudden I'm finding out that these old books are selling for so much money, and it's so cool to think that. Cause I'm like, oh, I try to explain it to a guy at work all the time who just got into the MC, and I was like, you don't get it. I said to him, Kevin, you don't get it, man. Like you can't just go and pick up that book for $4 anymore, man. Like it doesn't happen that way.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
RK Pop, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Yeah, lower grades. Yeah, you're looking at probably $100 on up.
Minimum.
RK Pop, how you doing? What's up? Hope everything's well. Let's see. Everybody saying hi.
Chat is flying, man.
What's up? Thanks for all the. Yeah, no problem. TM Nerdy Station, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Nice you stop in. I got it. Okay. See, you got it. Okay. Station is Nick. Oh, is Nick here? No, I don't see Nick.
No, I think he just means me.
Oh, you, right?
No, I was just scrolling through the chat too, trying to find out. I was like, wait, is Nick Comic Culture here?
Okay. Nick the Comic Nerd is here.
There you go.
Arcade. Okay, everybody's saying hi. You guys think that Masters of the Universe book will be worth something down the line? What do you think, Nick?
I truly don't. Maybe it'll pop up a couple bucks, but it's a prelude to the Netflix series that starts, I think, next month, with Kevin Smith writing it and then writing the show also. There's no like first appearances or anything. So I really don't think it'll go up a lot. I mean, I don't think it's slab worthy. If you're selling it, $30 for the slab, let's say, and everything else, like it just doesn't add up to me. So I don't think so. I am very excited for the show though.
Right. For me, I think the book will rise a little bit when the show comes on, but then it'll drop.
Yeah.
That's what my prediction is.
Yep.
See here. You can always buy any book you want. Right. Yeah, as long as it's not a first appearance or the death of someone. Yep. For $100, you can buy about 4 very nice Golden Age Western. But
true.
Yeah, it's true. But read what you like and like what you read. Yep, it's true. I always say pick what you like and what you pick.
I love when you say, dude, I love it. It's so true.
Station. All right. So next question. Where am I at? Okay. Who is your favorite character and why?
Oh man, right now, I think currently it's Elektra. I don't know if you read Daredevil, but Matt Murdock is in prison, so she's taking the role of Daredevil, fighting off the Kingpin and all the enemies and everything. And I just thought when it happened, I thought it was such a cool switch. Like I remember seeing the last page of that issue. I don't remember what number it was, 24 maybe. And I put the book in and I was like, I want the next issue right now. So I think Elektra is a huge one. I really liked in Scout's Honor Kit. I thought she was badass. She was freaking cool. You know, a big Yara fan. I'm really liking Wonder Girl. I think she's going to be something huge one day in the DC universe. Really liking her stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it's hard. I love that there are so many, you know, female leads right now in comic books. You know, like Val is a great one for Nocterra, like I was saying. In Basilisk, both girls are both like protagonists are females. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think I gotta go with Elektra just because it's so cool to see that she was. Her story right now is just great. You know, she was, you know, the badass villain, always trying to help Daredevil, but always had to kind of like ruin things. And now she's playing the role of Daredevil. I just think it's so great.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite character. I'm an old fart. Okay, we decide. So what does station mean, TM? Okay, station. It's in the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So it's kind of like, what does it mean, station? It's like
Station was like the alien, and he would just say station, like a Pokemon kind of.
Right. So which means kind of like be nice to each other.
Yeah, it's like a greeting or
greeting, like kind of like, right?
A friendly remark. Yeah. I love that. I love that stuck, man, between TM and Fable. Yeah. I love when I first saw them writing that, and I was like,
yeah. Right. I was like, what station? I'm like, oh, now I get it.
All of us do it now, dude. It's so cool that like they started the whole run of that, you know?
Right. That's pretty cool. It's a reference to it's a reference to Bill and Ted Adventure, Excellent Adventure. I collect Funkos and have and have like 50 Deadpool variants, and was curious about the book and figured Slim would be the one to know. Okay. Yeah, Deadpool, it's going up. It's slowly going back up because they're referencing like the new movie that's coming out or so. Yeah, if you can get the first appearance, it'll go up no matter what, I think. Yeah, New Mutants 98 will still continue to rise because of the popularity of Deadpool. But you're looking to pay a pretty chunk of money just to get it. So to be more specific, is that for a station? As a favorite, say Rex the Wonder Dog and become a favorite person. Ranger Slide, thanks for the answer. I watched Bill and Ted's, but it was a long time ago. Yeah. Here, TM says, station was Bill and Ted's, reference, and myself and the rest of the PCP Army and the PC Army Bad Batch say it to mean hello, goodbye, and most of all, be excellent. Yep. Okay, all right.
That was the line at the end.
All right, next question, Nick. Do you like collecting variants? There's a whole bunch of variants. Do you like collecting variants?
I do. I like variants based off of the cover more than the artist.
Gotcha.
You know, so like I have a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy variants. They're not really worth anything, but when the previous run was going, every issue had a separate variant that was just one solo character. I have two of them. I have the one with Star-Lord and I have the one with Gamora in a box somewhere. Other than that, you know, still to this day, like I like collecting A and B covers of certain stories. Like Undiscovered Country, I always get the A and B of. Right. I'm trying to think of anything this week. Did I get a variant cover? I don't think I did. No. You know, sometimes like I liked what were those Detective Comic ones? Recently, I don't remember who it was.
Batman with
It was I can't remember the art. See, that's the thing. Like I said, I don't pay attention. But there was a long run of the Detective Comics where every B cover was by the same artist, and they were really awesome.
Is it Matina cover?
Matinas, yep, they were the Matina covers. Yep. So I was, I was getting a couple of Matina covers in between each and every other. Although now I wish I kind of grabbed all of those. But when I go for covers, I typically go for whichever one I like the most. And if I always get stuck and I'm holding like one or two, I always go cover A. I don't know why. I'm just like, I'll be happy with cover A, and that's the way it goes. Because I'm also the type of person like, people in the chat literally may leave because of this. In Venom 3 was the first appearance of Null. Right. His first cover appearance was like the third or fourth printing, and that skyrocketed in price. And to me, it was like, I didn't buy that cover because it was like a third printing. I already had the book. So to me, that didn't mean anything. And now the price of it is insane. And I was like, if I knew it was going to skyrocket, like I would have grabbed it. But, Null came in on covers way later in the story. Like, to me, like, that just kind of ruined it to me. And all the covers of Venom that have been coming out, they're all great. Most of them I honestly want. But I would always go cover A because I was like, I have this from the start at cover A. I'm just going to keep running cover A's. To me, that was cool to do,
Gotcha.
So,
all right, next question. Do you collect figures, and what kind? So you've been showing some Star-Lord figures. Do you collect any other figures?
I do. So for a long, long time, I was collecting Pop Funkos. If I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't have collected any of them because they are just taking up space in the basement, dude. I don't even really display many of them anymore. I like these big ones. Like, this is Rick from Rick and Morty, the Mandalorian. I can actually turn it. The Mandalorian holding the child, and then the Pixar Alien remix of Woody. What's cool about those to me is my brother and his girlfriend, I'm like 99% sure, have bought me all of those as like gifts for my birthday or for Christmas and everything. So they make it like all that much more special to me. There's a bunch that I have a whole bunch of them displayed. This is like the Gamerverse Iron Man. I just love the pose.
Okay.
Like I said, big Guardians of the Galaxy guys. So I have Rocket Raccoon and the Nova Corps. This is my friend sent me this from Washington D.C. I don't know how he got it at regular price. The Captain America versus Red Skull fight.
That was cool.
My mom, like as a joke, got me this one, and I freaking love it. Batman fighting the Joker from.
That's cool.
I don't remember which movie. Yeah, I don't really hold a whole bunch of them up. Captain America with Mjolnir.
Oh, nice.
I love this Stan Lee, like the gold version. I keep these three hung up here. That one, this Captain America, and Tony Stark holding the gauntlet. Like those two all surround Stan Lee, so like that kind of holds a spot in my heart. I'm a big Toy Story guy.
Okay.
I love the little alien dudes. So I have a whole bunch of them as other Pixar characters down in the basement. I think I might have all of them. But as a gag gift, like my brother's girlfriend is so cool. She loves shopping for me. She got me from like the Disney store. They have like there's like 12 or 13 of these. They're just like the little figures.
Oh yeah, those guys are really cool.
I have these all displayed. Like these are just cool little things I really like, My senior quote in high school was a Buzz Lightyear quote. So that one always really holds true to me.
All right, cool.
I have a couple of bobblehead figures. I am a huge Pez collector. I have a whole comic book box, a short box, filled with them. I didn't really bust that out, but anytime like collector versions of them come out, I kind of go for it. So like I was given this as a gift, still wrapped in the tray and everything. If it's worth anything, but to me it's worth a lot. My niece, she was like 2 years old when I got into X-ray school 6 or 7 years ago. And all of a sudden she came running up to me yelling she got me this, and I looked up at her mom and dad and thanked them because that was really cool. And I was like, oh, I don't have that.
Right, that's cool.
Anytime like these collector ones come out, like big Pokemon guy growing up.
Nice.
Again, my brother got me this for Christmas. I'm a huge Super Mario Bros. Fan. Wow. Me and him both really are. So it kind of always meant something to us. We literally have them tattooed on our arms with our initials.
Nice, okay.
And he's got the same one on his arm. Mickey and Minnie's 90th anniversary. Just a bunch of cool random little Pez. Back here, there's like a bunch of Super Mario figures.
Okay.
When I was growing up, they didn't make Super Mario figures. That wasn't a thing, which stunk because I was like, oh, now they all come out and I still buy them because I'm like, you know what? couldn't get him then, but I'm gonna get him now.
Nice.
I keep a little one up here, but like I said, Super Mario has kind of been a big thing for me growing up. I like holding all the stuff. I posted a video on my YouTube before I signed off for a while. Hey, what's up, Nick? Never enough Nicks. I have a bunch of Monopoly versions of Mario. I have like a special chess set version of Mario.
Nice.
I have that whole Lego thing that they made. I never built it because I just don't have the space. So that's being a big thing. I don't know if you ever knew. I don't know. Do your kids play Nintendo at all?
Yeah, they're playing some Nintendo games right now.
Okay. Oh, there you go. So when I had the Nintendo Wii U, they made these things called Amiibos. And Amiibos were like these little figures that you could use in like Mario Party or Super Smash Bros. And you could like tap it to the controller and it would it would kind of like go back and forth. Like it'd give them like new powers, or like you could save information on these guys.
Nice.
And at the time it was on Super Smash Brothers. And I went and I bought every single one of them.
Really?
So I've got these 2 massive boxes.
Wow. All right.
Filled with these Amiibos that I always really liked, So some of them are really cool and they always meant something because it always like matched up to the way the character, for any Super Smash Bros. Fans, it always matched up to the character's like first pose. So I literally have like every single one of these, dude. They're just super cool. I've looked into how much they're worth. Some of them are worth a lot, some of them aren't. So for now, I'm just holding on to them because, I think for me, like Nintendo is just a big thing. I never want to, get rid of my Nintendo stuff. It's hard for me. It just holds true to my heart, and I never want to let that stuff go. I know one day I will, and I'm just hoping to pass it on when it is someone who's going to care for it as much as I do.
Right. Oh, very cool. So we got Nick's Kicks and Comics. How you doing? Nice of you to stop in.
Man himself.
Best line ever at the end of the last Avenger movies, Tony Stark's "I am Iron Man."
So good, dude.
Congrats, Slim, again on it. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, thank you very much. Angel, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Angel, from Pages, Films, and Plastics. Love Pez candy.
See, I can't eat the candy, man. It hurts my teeth. All right, hold on. Still no Yoshi? I got you. Box number 2.
Are those all? What are those?
So these are Amiibos again. Somebody said something about Yoshi. Me and my brother have Yoshi tattooed on our legs also, dude. So this is the one from like Mario Party. Yeah.
That's cool.
This is the one from Super Smash Bros. Initially.
Thanks.
And then Yoshi's Woolly World came out. I had all 3 of these. But these are really cool. They were plush versions. So when they came out, it was like this, a green and a pink. My friend was over one night, and she's like, "Can I have the pink one?" So I was just like, "Whatever." And then my other buddy took the green one. Yeah, and then some of them I just bought just because they looked cool. Like, that's like 8-bit Mario. That's freaking awesome.
Oh, those are cool, yeah.
Like, I want to one day, display all that stuff. I just, got to find the fashion to do it.
Very cool.
Yeah. I am a Lego guy. I have a bunch of Legos. I like those complete sets. So I have downstairs in my basement, I have like the Flintstones, Bedrock, and everything.
So do you have a big collection of Legos?
I do. The problem is most of them aren't built. I just don't have the space, man. Like, all of my stuff is in my bedroom, and like my basement, like I have a ton of space down there. It's just not finished. So like I don't want to like build stuff and then like let it get ruined possibly. So I kind of just play it safe, keeping it all in the boxes for now, and one day displaying it. So like back behind Luigi up here, this is the very front of the Lego Millennium Falcon from the new movie. I don't have the original because it's worth like thousands and thousands of dollars now, which is insane. But
wow, okay.
I got that one.
Yeah, I have like some of the Ultimate Line Legos, those bigger ones that
are cool, yeah.
More adults, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's see, sub back, okay. Subbed, okay. Nick, thoughts on the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie?
Trash.
So
it's hysterical how bad it is. It's funny to watch once. Like, I would never go back and rewatch it. Like, when I have kids, like, I would never be like, "Oh, you guys want to watch the original Super Mario movie?" No.
All right.
No. Too tough.
Right. All right, next question. Do you prefer buying older books or newer books?
So I definitely do newer books for sure. I'm a definite newer book for sure guy. I do have like a like a grail list, a couple of books I really want that are older. They're all like first appearances, of course. Just to me, the newer books are like if I were to lean you in the direction as a new reader to books, I'd lean you towards a newer book. We're
Right.
talking about New Mutants 98. Like, I wouldn't lean you towards a $100 book. I'd try and lean you towards $4 books to try out. I'd give you like a Marvel, a DC, and two indies, and see where it goes from there. So to me, the new books, it's just, it's cool, it's current. I think it's like a little bit easier to talk to certain people about new books than it is the older books. Like I said, you look over your left shoulder. I really want that Thor 337. Like, to me, like, it would be awesome to have that displayed. Hopefully one day I do. He's such a jerk, man. He is such a jerk.
Yeah.
He knows I'm a Mets fan. Oh my god.
The Mets hats.
But yeah, no, I like to go, diving into some old boxes and stuff. But overall, you save money on the new books. There you go, exactly. Like I said, you can always.
Perspective, yep.
And we were joking around on a channel. I heard somebody saying the other day, like, you can lean people away from superheroes. He does get abused in that movie. It's pretty bad. But, it's cool to lean people towards things that aren't superhero related in comics. Like, I have friends, and I'm like, I'm gonna lean you towards this book that's not superhero related, and they're like, this is awesome. It's almost like watching a series or, watching a movie, which is pretty sweet to know that like regular people are kind of like heroes too. To me, I think that's really awesome.
Nice. Okay. Next question. Do you go to cons or small conventions? If so, what is your favorite con?
I've never been still. I want to go so bad. Like New York Comic Con, I was like looking into tickets one year, and I just opted not to go because I wasn't going to go alone, and my brother was out of town, so it just didn't work out for me. I do always go to as many places as I can on Free Comic Book Day. I know that's not the same thing. I do really want to go to cons though, man. Like, they have so many little ones that people don't even realize that are so cool and effective, and there are great people there. And it's also one of those things for me, like, I'm a people person, like I try to like, talk to new people and stuff like that. If I see you holding a comic book, I might be like, oh, like I have that, or what is that about, So to me, like, going to a con would be great because like you meet so many people, in our realm, realistically,
Right. Yeah.
So that's just another reason to want to go, go for some signatures, go to check out some cool stuff, and then go to meet people, man. We all have the same, oh my God, an Expos fan? Long time ago now. That's funny. So yeah, like I said, the goal is to go, hoping New York will be a soon one for me. I've also never been to California. I've always wanted to travel. The pandemic has held me back from a lot of traveling, to be honest.
Right.
But I would love to go to San Diego. I think that's probably like my grail con, to be honest, if that makes sense. So
it is a big con. I've never been to it, but that's one of the main ones I want to go to.
Yeah, but I remember you saying you've been to Chicago, right? You're right over there.
I live like only 35 minutes away from Chicago, so yeah. We used to live like 15 minutes away from the Rosemont Convention Center.
Yeah.
So that's the Chicago Wizard World. So that was a pretty easy ride.
Very cool.
All right, next question. How many social media do you use or do you follow besides YouTube?
I only use YouTube and Instagram for my comic book stuff. I have a Facebook, which I just need to get off of for my personal account because I just can't stand people. But what's up, Justin? There he is.
Justin, how you doing?
There he is.
The guy that
those
got
are my two big ones. Instagram is a great one, I think. Like I said, it's cool to, show off what you got and show off what you're doing. Like I said, just YouTube to me is more interactive. We want to do, like, you could add like 7 more people to this talk, and it would be so great. I just think that's the greatness in YouTube is it allows us to communicate easier like this than other ways. TM is a great example of somebody who can use both. Him and Fable on Wednesdays, I think it is, go live on Instagram together, and then they add other people. Missing Link was on there this week. Like, they do awesome work on there, and I just think it's so great that they use all of the networks. That's the thing. Like, they're making those small, not that they're smaller networks, but like YouTube is like the main network, if you're asking me. they're using Instagram to bring in other people, because not everybody has an YouTube, man.
Right.
You know, YouTube is something like you've got to kind of have the guts to go out there and throw and take the time and, you know, work the grind. And that's how you meet more people, you know. Like when I started my YouTube, I think I had like 13 followers for like 6 months, and I was like, this is cool. People are viewing my videos. And now I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm getting, you know, 20 views a video, which is great. And, you know, my sub count is almost at 200. And, you know, I think that's what's more cool is like, you know, it helps everybody grind it out. And on YouTube, you can do all different kinds of things like you can on Instagram, but I don't know, YouTube is just the main stage right now, man.
Nice. All right. So next question. What do you like about the comic book community?
Oh man. Dude, this turns, you know, strangers into friends in minutes. You know, like you see the same person. Like my best example is through my channel. Like you were commenting, dude, on just all of my videos. Something little, something nice, like it didn't have to be a paragraph, you know. And it meant something to me. I was like, oh, like this guy is checking out my channels. Like even if you, and it proved that you watched the video, because like you would say something about the video, but it was every video. And I was like, all right, you subbed me, I'm gonna sub you. That turned into me saying something about your channel, you saying something about mine, bringing in somebody else, you know. Just crazy how it all comes around, you know. Everybody's just so nice. And like I said, you know, we all bust each other's chops and stuff like that when we're together, and we show each other stuff off. Like I remember what's on your wall, and anytime somebody's talking about like a comic book, I can be like, oh, like I know Slim has that on his wall. Like it's just so cool how we all, you know, it comes full circle. I think Bearded Comic Bro is a great example. Like when I go on Lamer Frame when they need an extra guy, like, you know, I'm not gonna do great, but he knows like I'm the person he can bust chops with to make fun with everybody. And it's so funny because like people will be like, oh, they don't like each other. Dude, we all love each other. This is great, man. You know, we don't know each other from a hole in a wall. And it's just so crazy how we've all come around and come together, you know?
Right.
You know, to me, it's just, I just think we have the best community. Roscoe says it best, man. He always has. You know, it's just everybody is looking out for each other, and I think that's awesome. I think it's insane.
Simple Simon, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Yeah, so yeah, Justin said it's true. Yeah, made so many great friends through this community. Yeah. It's been awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome community.
Yeah, there's just so many things we can do with it. You know, like I was laughing earlier when you brought up Justin, and I was like, oh my God, that guy gets me to buy books that I still haven't even read. But like that's the thing. Like sometimes you just don't know what to expect from people, and then you know you just you love their content, you love what they do, you know. So now this is so true. What's the comment of the day, Ranger Slayer?
And my wife wants me to sell them.
Yeah. That's funny.
All right. Yeah, very cool. Okay, so this question here, any dislikes about the comic book community?
Dislikes? No, man, I don't think so. You know, nobody no, but that's true at the bottom when he just showed. And not that I can think of, man. You know, everybody is so cool and so into their own stuff. You know, everybody. I'm the type of person where everybody is obligated to their opinion, man. Like you can think whatever you want about this. Like I might think, you know, this book is great, and you think it sucks, and I'm not gonna say you're wrong. Like, you know, I'm not like that kind of person. So, you know, I really don't think there's much butting heads in the community. Like I said, we all pick fun with each other and everything. Like I messed with Dustin on Two Brothers Comics one night. He was on Lamer Frame, and I called him Dusty, and it was like hysterical to everybody. You know, everybody laughed. He put on like a serious face, and at the end of the day, I was like, dude, like he's a good dude. Like he didn't like find it, you know, he wasn't fighting it or anything. Like it was funny to him, and he just made it funnier with his reaction.
Right.
You know, there's like no heat on the comic book community. You know, people are opinionated. That's okay. If you don't like their opinion, don't watch their channel. It's that easy, you know. Yeah. But to me, like I said, you know, everybody I sub, you know, I try to watch everybody's videos once a week, man. It's so hard to keep up with, but you know, I love watching everybody's stuff. So
yeah, it's there's a lot of channels, great channels out there, and it's it's hard. All right, next question. Shout out a few of your favorite channels.
Oh geez. Oh man, I'm trying to think because I know who goes on like during what time during the week. I always used to say it when I was hosting Origins that I wouldn't DVR a show because I knew like Tuesdays Lamer Frame is on at 8. I ain't watching anything but that, you know. You know, it's so funny. I love your stuff, dude, because I love how like you don't really have a schedule, and I have the bell notification on, and all of a sudden I see it go off in the middle of the day, and if I'm at work sitting, I'm like, putting on Sean. This is great. Here we go. Gives me something to do. Dude, I love Comic Man Andy. I think he's so funny. He's such a good channel. I love his Monday, Wednesday videos. I'm trying to think of who else does Monday. Cardboard Crazies and Roscoe do Between the Lines. Dude, that's like one of my favorite shows during the week to watch now. And I always end up having something come up that I can't freaking watch it live. But tonight I have nothing going on. So Roscoe, I'm watching you. Tuesdays, Rod does Lamer Frame, man. Perry has been back with his reactions. Wednesday, Comic Burrito. Dude, love those guys. They're so cool. I'm trying to think of who else, man. It's crazy. There's so many.
Panels, right?
Freaky Louie, No Good Comics. Justin, Tag Team Thursday is awesome, dude. Like, I love that. You know, Rod, then John. Sometimes it's Justin Shop. Old Wolf, all those guys. It's crazy. It ends with Justin, Comics King Brandon. Oh my God, I'm trying to think of who does Friday. Nick's Kicks and Comics does the Polish Friday that I never get to catch live because I'm always at work until 10 o'clock, so I can never ever see it until the day after. Two Brothers Comics is so good. Comic Tom. And there's just there's so many people on the climb, dude. Like, people jump into this and they're just always welcome. You know, I always try and say, you know, never ever, you know, feel embarrassed to come out here and try this. You know, once you do it once, you can do it a million times. Right. You know, it's super difficult. Grayman, dude, the UK crowd is insane. Grayman, Andy over at Perpetual Comics, Charlie at Geeky Comic Guy, Ben over at Attention Seeking Geek. Like, there's just, dude, there's so freaking many that right. It's just like I said, I'd rather watch this than watch TV, man. Right. You know, it's insane. I can go on forever.
Okay. Any goals for 2021?
You know, I took my little break. I'll be back hopefully full swing in August. You know, I want to just keep having fun pushing content. That's the thing. Like, I was having fun. I still am having fun. You know, I wanted to just be on a few channels during the time down. It's just one of those things that, like, you know, I was trying to do too much with, and I was like, I wrote it down. I was like, I need to dumb this down, and I need to go back to doing, instead of trying to push 5 videos or 4 videos, I got to start with 2, and then I'll work after that, you know, and make it keep going. So that's a big goal, is to finish out the year strong. I want to break, my goal by the end of the year is just to break 250 subscribers. Like I said, my grails are becoming a bit of reaches, which is kind of hard. Yep. So it makes it a little difficult for me. But like I said, just to keep having fun with it, man, and just to keep watching content and keep you guys going. And, you know, I try to push content as best I can. So it just makes it super hard, man, you know, but it's so much fun. You know, I see people do it. So, you know, it's just one of those things.
Appreciate you, Nick. Listening to some amazing content. Great. Yep. Rayman, the Silencer Man, is pretty good. I love how he'll just play copyright music in the background and not give a damn. Great, man. Yep. Don't forget,
like it up, guys. Like it.
Click that like button. Grayman Station.
Oh, dude, those are 2 more channels. Like I said, we were talking about TM earlier. Dude, Simple Simon, I didn't realize he was from, I think he's from Australia.
Yeah, I think he's from Australia. Yep.
The first time I watched him on Lamer Frame, I thought like nothing of it. Dude, the guy is like, to me, that's what I mean, but we have the best community. Like, it's probably like super like late at night or early in the middle of the night when he comes on those channels. Like, that's so freaking cool, dude. And I love his style.
It's like late in the morning, or it's early in the morning for him too, I think, right?
That's the thing. Like, I didn't know any of that. And then all of a sudden it's like, holy crap. Like, you know, weeks later I figured it out, and I was like, dude, you took the time to come out. Like, that's amazing. Like, to me, that's just amazing, you know? And there are actors and actresses who like don't appear in roles for reasons like that, as crazy as it sounds.
Yep. Manny Abileta, how you doing? Nice of you to stop in. Yeah, Manny, he's in the Philippines. So right now, what time is it? It's like 6:00 p.m. here. So over there, it's like 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, so, crazy. Yeah, see,
Right.
it's 9 a.m. there for him. Like, that's
Oh,
great. But,
it's 9 a.m. for
you
Simple
know,
Simon. For
just
Simon.
great.
Wow.
I think it's awesome how, you schedule
Right.
these things. You and me are an hour apart. Like, you know.
Yeah, for you, you're in New York, so you're only an hour away from me.
Yeah.
So, all right. Last question.
All right.
Any new vids coming out soon? New vids.
So I've been trying to think of what to do. Like I said, I've been on a little bit of a break for 2 or 3 weeks. I just looked at Ranger Slayer's comment at the bottom. Wednesdays, I'm going to go back to doing what I called Nick's Picks. I'm just going to show off my new comic books. And then I'll go into watch, because it's only like a quick 10, 15-minute video. I like making those shorter length videos. I do want to go back to doing Origins. I don't know that I'm going to jump right back into it right away. I might do like once a month or every other week to start. I'm also going to try to do Read of the Week every other week, I think, if I choose to go back to that. My thing with my Read of the Week videos was I would get my books on Wednesday, I would work all day Thursday and get home, and all of a sudden, like, I couldn't enjoy my books, dude, because I was like, I have to put out this video, I have to read all these books in the next, like, couple of hours, and it ruined it for me. So that's why I kind of slowed down the Read of the Week videos. But I do want to get back into that one, so I might not push them on Fridays. I might change it to another day during the week. And then other than that, like, if people need extra people, I try to help out. Rod knows if he needs me for Lamer Frame, call me last minute. I'm probably there, man, like stuff like that. So, oh my God. Where does he get this dude moved to Texas and he lost his mind.
Lake Worthy.
But yeah, so like I said, I'm going to do at least 2 videos a week, I think. My goal will be to get back into 3. I was trying to do like random videos on Tuesdays. I might eventually go back to that. Probably not, though. And then just like random hauls. I like doing haul videos, man. I like showing off what I got, whether it's old, new, a mix of things. So, I'm very excited for when my CJC order comes back of all those books to show them off, man. Like, to me, that's going to be a great, like, I'm so looking forward to that video alone. Hopefully it's before Christmas,
Right, I know. Mine's taking a long time, too. Mine is on a... it's waiting to be graded or something since like June 14, and it's like what, July? What is it? July 19. It's been a month already. It's like they haven't graded it. I'm like, come on, it's so slow.
Yep.
Any other books or figures or any collectibles you want to show?
Nothing that I can think of, man. I just, I collect what I love, man. Kind of like how you're saying. It just, if I see something I want, I go for it, and I appreciate what I get, man. Like I said, 28 years old. Like, I'll just show you one more. Big Looney Tunes guy for anything with the Looney Tunes on it, man. Like, I have like a special Hot Wheels set of them that I got. This is the stuff I love, man. Like I said, my room. I joke around, like I talk to people at work, and I tell them all, I'm like, if you walked into my room, you probably think an 8-year-old would live here, but this is my awesome stuff. Who I am. So it's just my thing, and it's nice to know that there are other people out there who got the same thing going, man.
Yep. All right. Any other questions for Nick here in the chat? If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to ask. What is your cool Capture History shirt about, Nick?
So there was a video game that came out a couple of years ago called Overwatch. And it was out for like a year, and then it became a whole big league thing. And they still do it. It's on YouTube if you ever look into it. And I played the game for way too many hours. But the first finals were held in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. So me and a bunch of friends went. It was a 2-day event. So I ended up getting the shirt. It says Capture History. It was the Philadelphia
Flyers?
No.
Is that hockey, or is it?
I think they're the Shock against it was like Philly versus London. But it was really cool to watch these kids go out there and play their game and kick ass left and right. It was super cool. So we went to the first year of that, and then the second year was in Philadelphia where the Flyers play. I don't remember what it was called. Gotcha. But we ended up going there. I have the shirt from that one too. So anytime I go to one of those events, I like to bring home like a souvenir, so I take out the shirt,
Very cool.
Yep.
Nick, okay, what's going on to C2E2 this year? C2E2, there's no C2E2, I don't think, until next year. There's a Chicago Wizard World that's coming out, October 15, 16, 17.
You going this year?
Yeah, I am planning on going if my
Nice.
work doesn't like screw me over, or if I go back to work for my hip surgery and all that stuff. So I'm still going through physical therapy.
Right.
And so if I do go back to work, I'm gonna have to see if I can get those days off, so then I can go.
Yeah.
But other than that, we'll see. I am planning on going. I'd like to go. What is your favorite X-Men movie?
Oh man. It's definitely one of the newer ones, as crazy as it's actually. No, it's Logan. If you count Logan, Logan is my favorite X movie easily. You know, I know a lot of people bash Logan. I love Logan, dude. I thought that movie was incredible. I actually for Christmas got one year like the Blu-ray copy, and then it came with the noir version, so it's black and white, which was awesome to watch too.
Have a good one, Simple Simon. Have a good one.
Take care, man. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, I think I got to ride Logan easy.
Nice.
Other than that, I do like the newer ones though. I like these ones with Michael Fassbender as Magneto and everything. I've been enjoying them. So.
Oh, okay. Are you excited if the MCU brings in X-Men?
I am. I just don't know if they're gonna do it. You know, like what's the deal gonna be with the actors and actresses? You know, is it gonna be the? Wow, really? Oh my God.
Go sub up Nick.
It just shows that I haven't checked that in a long time. Holy crap! Alrighty, thank you.
Some support.
You guys rock, seriously.
Past that 200 mark.
You know, I'm excited to see what they do. You know, I don't want to see influence take over. You know, like Instagram influences way too many things for me. Like I follow that guy. His name is just Comic Book. He's awesome. He does great stuff. Boss Logic, awesome, great stuff. But sometimes, like, I don't want to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in the new Spider-Man movie. I know it sounds nuts. I don't want to see them in it. They are not a part of it anymore to me, you know? So, you know, I don't think Hugh Jackman is going to come back. But, you know, I don't know if they're going to bring over the X-Men story because they've already messed it up in the other part of it, you know, in the universe, whatever. You know, I don't know if I want to see new actors or old ones come back as those characters. So
do you think Wolverine, they're going to get a younger actor then?
I do. I think they'll do it. I don't know if they're going to give him like an origin. Like I feel like if the X-Men come in, they're just going to be there and he'll be a part of it. But that's just like a random guess, you know. I don't know much about it all. So it's I don't like to spec the movies. I never look into that stuff. I will tell you, I went and saw Black Widow, which I thought was cool. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. But beforehand, they showed all the release dates of all the new movies and stuff coming out.
Okay.
And it was like the first time I've seen that. So I was like, oh, like I knew about like Guardians 3 and Thor Love and Thunder. But I saw a whole bunch of movie titles I didn't know about. And that hyped me up, man. And the last one, I won't leak it, was something that wasn't actually confirmed yet. And now it is. And my mind was blown, dude. I'll just leave it at that.
All right, cool. All right. So, Nick, thank you for stopping in.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me, man.
All right, guys. Any other questions for Nick in chats?
Oh, God.
So, yeah, you're only 200 subs away. So, yeah, get Nick, get some support, give him some love, push him past that 200 mark. Sounds like a Godfather movie, Toby, Andrew. You're
That's funny, man.
All right, guys. Nick, thank you, man.
Of course, dude. Thanks so much for having me. This was a blast.
All right, cool. We can talk again some other time.
Sounds
if
good.
you want to, stop by the channel anytime. You're always welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Have a good night. And Nick, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, station guys. All right, have a good night, guys. Take it easy.
Everyone.
Bye.